Howdy, Space Rangers, Captain Phoenix here, and today we are looking at Ninjago Monstrosity, a couple of short collections that LEGO released last week, or was it 2 weeks ago as of recording, that followed the adventures of Kai during the events of Dragon's Rising Season 1, or basically after the merge, but before he met up with Lloyd again in the first season, so technically a prequel. Now, I will get this out of the way that this video is very much unscripted. I'm just going off my thoughts of the short, what my, the little things I picked up here and there, and the stuff that I really, really enjoyed and stuff that I thought could have been better. So we're just going to cover all of that real quick and then get this over and done with. As such, because this is not like a big serious video that I normally do, this video, of course, isn't my own footage. This comes from Tannerfishies' YouTube channel, who also said, I think, does some good videos, especially when it comes to Ninjago updates. So I am using his footage for this video / review. Of course, I will try and switch it up here and there just to make things different, just so I am not fully copyrighting it. And as always, I will leave a link down to his channel in the description below. This footage is really just supposed to be background stuff for me to talk about while I ramble on about the episode. And as you guys know, when it comes to me and rambling, it can get bad. This is why I script most of my videos these days. But anyway, this is like a 15-minute shot, so I don't have a lot to say about it. Actually, that's wrong. I do have quite a bit to say about it that I really want to dig into. First of all, this shot is made by the same studio that made the Golden Legend shot that came out a couple years ago for the 10th anniversary special or, event. And I really like that they brought them back for this. It kind of reminds me of how Star Wars brought back, what studio was it? Not Trigger. It was some anime studio for the 9th Jedi. Because for those who don't know, we are getting a full 9th Jedi TV show. So it's like, I like that they're going back to stuff that was regarded highly by the fans. I really enjoyed the Golden Legend shot. I really thought it was a cool AU, and I also like this shot as well. The animation is just beautiful. I love that it's fully 2D, so we basically get to our own version of like a Ninjago anime. I love the coloring, like the monochromatic coloring where everything is black and white except for some stuff. Like you have the dragon breath that's, bluish green. You'll get the fire at the end where it's, orange, where Kai is getting a bit more hope in his life. There is some symbolism to the coloring, is that whenever we do see color, it's always at a big pivotal moment in the episode. And I really, really enjoy that. So animation is, of course, just like off the charts. I also really love the world building because for 15 minutes, we surprisingly get a lot of packed stuff into this world. A lot of questions that we're asking, is about this land of monsters. Is it a land or is it a realm of monsters? Who was the previous fire master before Kai? Not Rey. As in, like, who is this old fire master who left his mech to die? Why is this mech so cool? Who is this monster that just eats dragons? There's a lot of really interesting questions that get brought up, and I really enjoyed them. Speaking of which, let's talk about the characters, because there are two other characters aside from Kai in this shot. That being the Fire Mech Knight, who I just love him. I love this guy so much. It's so sad that he's not in the main series. So you, at the back of your mind, you're like, oh crap, he's not gonna make it long, is he? And spoiler alert, he dies. It's kind of miserable, very miserable, honestly. And it was very hard saying goodbye to him. Bro got so much character development in only 15 minutes, which is kind of embarrassing considering how this show has treated other robotic characters like Zane, who barely had any character development in like the last 10 years. It does show that once LEGO decides to lock in, they lock in. And I know you're gonna say, oh, but Phoenix, what if this episode was written by different writers? Nope, this was written by the same people who write the main show. So they know how to develop characters well. For some reason, they still keep dropping and fumbling the ball on, the main show guys. Like, as I said before, like, they've done Kai well. I just didn't like him in this new season. But, like, for some reason, they can't seem to get Jay or Zane right. It's, it's kind of a pain. But I do love that the Fire Mech it was a bit of a nuanced character here. I also love the dragon as well. I don't know what it is with the Dragon's Rising era, because, like, in the old show, right, dragons were, like, these kind of noble creatures. They were either guiding our heroes or helping them out, like very strong allies. But in this new show, they are a lot more, but they're kind of more douchey. They're kind of more douchebaggy in this show. Very nuanced, I will say. I like that they're making the dragons a bit more nuanced, but they definitely have attitudes. The matriarch dragon in here, I mean, her attitude is deserved. She lost her kid, but yeah, she has an attitude. Egot has an attitude in the main series. It's like we have some dragons here who just like are so done with life, and I love that. I really do love the look of the land of monsters, which also goes into like how people are just done with this world. Like, as I said, the matriarch dragon, she doesn't believe that there's any good in this world anymore. And so we're in this land where she's like, yeah, it's beaten the goodness out of it, it's beaten the fun out of her. And we just, as I said, we get to see the land of monsters. I do wish we got to see more of it. Like, the actual exploration of the land is in like very quick snippets / montages. Like, as you saw, there was like a, we get to see the bone of, I'm assuming like some giant Oni creature. We got to see like these stone lion centipede caterpillar things. I feel feel like the best we got to the actual monsters was the monster who eats dragons, but like otherwise it was fine. So yeah, animation is 10 out of 10. I love the side characters. What's quick stuff we got from them that we did. I hope we get to see the matriarch dragon again at some point in the series. I think she would be really interesting for the characters to bounce off of. That is, again, unless they find a good plot reason for her to be there. But like, I love her look, and the set they got for her, beautiful. I even love this weird centipede monster. That was nice. It's not the most engaging part of the thing, but it was nice. But of course, that all pales in comparison to my absolute favorite part of this short, and that is Kai's character. Tell me, how the hell were these writers able to lock in and write a shot that perfectly, and I mean this, perfectly capture the character of Kai the Fire Ninja? This shot gets everything right about him down to a T. They got his compassion right. Even after learning that a monster had eaten a dragon's baby and that she wanted some revenge, some karma, Kai still said, no, we must be better than this. You can't just harm a kid. That kid isn't the monster. Its parent is a monster. And that monster parent is like the size of a mountain. So it's like, even if she wanted to give karma to it, how are you going to give karma to it? And I really do love that. I love that Kai is very compassionate. Even in this land that's against him, everything wants to kill or eat him, right? He's still trying to find the good in this world. He's trying to find the light. And it's honestly really admirable, considering, again, for most of this short, Kai has been put through the ringer. He is at his wit's end. He's basically lost all hope, right? He's still looking for his friends, and he's trying to find them. He's desperate. And I'll even get on that in a second, but like, he is basically beaten down to his last days. He doesn't even have his spiky hair anymore. This isn't the hair we would see like in the main Dragon's Rising series, or even his old hair from the OG design. Bro doesn't have his gel. Bro is depressed, but he's still doing his best to be a good ninja, because that's what he knows his friends and his family expect of him. So like, even in this version, he still has time to be compassionate. He still looks for a way to be compassionate and turns that dragon against killing that baby. And I like as well that in him saving that kid, it's a callback to an earlier characteristic of Kai. I like how it brought us back to the good old days of when Kai decided to save Lloyd, another child, for the sake of his ego. He decided to put all other priorities aside and care for the one who mattered most in the moment. This is who Kai is. I also love how this short remembers he's a blacksmith. We actually get to see him do some blacksmithing. He repairs the Fire Knight's sword and revives the mech and, makes it geared out to go fight the giant centipede thing. I love that. I love that we are getting a callback to Kai's roots. Because, hey, honestly, I legit do not think we've seen Kai do any blacksmith stuff since, like, season 10, dog. It has been, 6 years since he's done anything like that. So seeing him return back to his roots in that kind of thing, beautiful as well. And the fact they were able to work it in so organically, I love it. I also love that Kai's love for his team comes back. Again, let's also circle back to that point where he's beaten down, he's depressed, he's missing all his friends and family, and we even get to see one part of him like chasing the illusion of Master Wu to the lake with the creature that eats things by tricking them into thinking, it's their friends and family. I love that we see that Kai he's basically given up on this world, right? He's so beaten down and depressed, but he's still trying to honor the memories of his friends. He doesn't know whether or not they're alive, but he's still trying to honor their memories by being the best ninja he can be. So even if he doesn't believe himself, he still believes in what his friends believe in him. It's so beautiful and so sweet, and it makes his protective nature of his team, which I talked about in season 2, all the more better. And I mean, and like all this, and even though I'm giving Kai all this praise, it is still kind of crazy though that he doesn't beat a main villain. To be fair, this is a short, so we're not really gonna have a main villain unless Kai is just on a 15-minute long fight scene with someone else. So I get that he was never gonna beat the main villain of this short, let alone the villain of a season anytime soon. But it's kind of crazy that he still doesn't get a main villain dub. Like, him and the dragon decide to leave the monster alone. The fire mech kills the centibeast thing. True, Kai does kill the lake monster in the end, but again, you wouldn't really call that a main villain, more so an obstacle. So it's like, Kai still can't get a dub. To be fair, I guess that's more in line with his character. Like, I guess him not being a main villain is still in line with his character as a whole, so technically the short got that right, but I still need my boy to get like a seasonal dub. We need this. But yeah, I love that that this short fully captures who Kai is. It even harkens back to the OG days of Kai being the main character. Like, think about it. This is the first Ninjago extra. Like, forget all the specials, right? Forget all the specials the show has given us in the past. Outside the theatrical movie, this is the first time Ninjago has decided to branch out outside of the show in terms of being a franchise. Right? Let's face it, Ninjago is a franchise at the end of the day. It's weird to say that because for most of this franchises or property IP's life, it's been a TV show, right? We've had the original show, we've had season 11 to 15, and we had Dragons Rising. So it's all been basically one long show. You wouldn't really call that a franchise unless they're branching out. But again, the only way this series has branched out is with the movie. Like, the specials are all tied to the show. The sets are tied to the show. The show is based off the sets, if anything. So it's like, you wouldn't really call Ninjago a franchise, would you? So I love that Monstrosity is the first case of Ninjago actually branching off. It's still not a spin-off in a sense. It's not the franchise growing and focusing on other things, because it's still based on Dragons Rising. Like, this is still a Dragons Rising short, the same way Day of the Departed would be, an OG show short. But the fact that they're willing to try different things with the Ninjago formula, I think that's a really good way of looking at it and seeing Ninjago branch out. Because if they ever want to do another Ninjago series in the future, once Dragons Rising ends, I would love them to do an animation change. We don't need to stick with the same 3D stuff. Give us a crazy Ninjago anime, actually. Like, go full anime with it, I feel. But I do love that they are willing to take this and experiment with it. And of course, who else are they going to experiment with than the poster boy of the original show, Kai? Because despite Lloyd being the main character, whatever you say Ninjago, 99% of people are gonna think of Kai first. So that was a long-winded way of me saying I love that this short really remembers who Kai is, his importance and his iconicness in the whole Ninjago sphere, and they call back to him. I think this short does a really good job of remembering who Kai is and getting his character right. The only negative, and this is basically the only negative I have of the short, is that it's too short. I know it's a short, but when they said that the short was going to be 15 minutes long, I thought that every episode was going to be 15 minutes long. Kind of like the tales of the blank stuff from Star Wars. Like, here's the thing. I didn't know each shot was going to be 5 minutes. Because for those who don't know, the final product, special if you want to call it, is actually 3 shots in one. It's 3 5-minute shots in one long special video, a long 15-minute video. But before the series came out, or before these shots came out, I was under the assumption that each shot was going to be 5 minutes long. Therefore, the whole video would be 15 minutes long, and that we were going to get 3 15-minute long shots. I didn't think it was going to be 3 5-minute long shots in one small thing. And I feel like we were kind of robbed in that sense, because, like, again, looking back at Star Wars, right, we have the Star Wars Tales of series where we had like Tales of the Jedi. We got to see a bit more of Ahsoka's character, a bit more of Dooku's character, and we gained a deeper appreciation of these characters through those 15-minute episodes. Even with this new stuff like Asajj Ventress and Cad Bane, we could see a bit more of their character. So I would have loved to see a bit more of Kai, especially with them actually now building up a story with a main villain. You could have done a lot more with 45 minutes than you could have with 15 minutes. At the end of the day, I know that Ninjago is still a kids show and still adheres to the whole 20-minute episode format. Like, let's face it, this short is actually longer than most Wild Brain episodes, all Wild Brain episodes, let's be honest with each other. So I guess I can be grateful over that, but I do wish that the shorts were either more or longer. I get it's a short, but I think that just speaks to how good this thing is. Monstrosity is as an entity. It's so good that I'm upset we don't get more. But yeah. All in all, guys, at the end of this rambling, I just wanted to say I really love Ninjago Monstrosity. I really do hope they make more. Is it Monstrosity or Legends? I really do hope they make more of this. I can't say Legends because every time I think of Legends, I think back to that original short, the AU short. So Monstrosity, I really hope they do more of these Monstrosity shorts. I've seen a lot of people say they want to see what Jay was doing before he got accepted into administration. I feel like that one is a bit too big. Like, that one they'll probably show us in the actual show itself. So I don't think they'll give us that. I would love to see what happened to Zayn, though, how he and Pixel end up in their cocoons. I don't think that's too spoilery. I'd love to see Cole, his journey with the whole Screaming Earth thing, because we haven't really revisited that in the main show, so I'd love to see a bit more of that. We don't need to see more of Lloyd, because we already know what Lloyd was up to. Nia would be great. I think doing the Smith siblings first would actually be a good way of doing this. So I think we can get Kai. We already have Kai. I think Nia would be the next best one, and then Cole afterward. But that's just me. Anyways, guys, that's going to be my thoughts on Ninjago Monstrosity. At the end of the day, I give this short a 9 out of 10. It is nearly perfect. The only issues I have with it is, of course, it being too short. A lot of stuff feels a bit rushed, despite it being packed with a lot of good world building stuff, and I said stuff that ties into the main show. And as I said, I'll always be salty that they don't give Kai a main villain. So long as they don't do that, nothing will be a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. But yeah, anyways, guys, that's gonna be all from me today. Tell me, what did you guys think of Ninjago Monstrosity? Was it a good short? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Was it too long? Was it too short? Give me all the polarizing opinions down in the comments below. And as always, let's have a discussion. And sorry for this rambling stuff. I promise we will get to scripted videos soon. But not in the next one. The next video is very much not going to be scripted. That's just my pure, unbridled thoughts on whatever I'm going to be reviewing. It'll come out, I think, this weekend, so stay tuned. Anyways, that's going to be all from me today. Be sure to like if you like, subscribe if you're already, hit the notification button to be part of the team, slap a cow. And with that, I will see you in another universe. Goodbye, my Rangers.